Men who gave the creepy girl a chance. How'd it go? It was this girl who came into my coffee shop every morning for 3 months straight, always ordered the same thing, always asked me out when I handed her the receipt. I turned her down politely every time, but she never seemed bothered by it. She'd just smile and say, maybe tomorrow, before walking out. I'm not gonna lie, she gave me weird vibes from the start. Nothing I could really put my finger on, just this feeling in my gut, but she was always super nice to the other staff and never caused problems, so I figured I was being unfair judging her on appearance alone. One Tuesday morning during a slow shift, she asked again, and for some reason I just said yes. Maybe I felt bad for turning her down so many times, maybe I was bored, I don't know, but her whole face lit up like I just told her she won the lottery. I told her to write her number on the napkin, and I text her to set something up. That night around 8 p.m. I got a text. Hey, it's Nora from the coffee shop. I know this is super last minute, but I'm free tonight if you want to grab dinner. No pressure though. I texted back saying I already had plans with friends, so maybe we could do something this weekend. She responded immediately with, sounds perfect, can't wait. The next morning she came in at her usual time. I made her regular order, and when I handed it to her, she leaned in close and whispered, your apartment looked really nice last night. I love the blue couch in your living room, and that poster of The Godfather above your TV is such a good choice. My stomach dropped. I definitely never told her where I lived. I forced a smile and said I needed to check on something in the back. My hands were shaking as I pulled up my apartment building security app on my phone. We have cameras in the hallways and outside entrances because there were some break-ins last year. I scrolled back to last night around 9 p.m. and there she was, standing directly outside my ground floor living room window, just standing there in the dark, watching. The timestamp showed she stayed for an hour and 12 minutes. At one point, she even had her phone out like she was taking pictures. I felt sick. I went back out front and told her as calmly as I could that she needed to leave and not come back to the shop. Her eyes immediately filled with tears. What? Why? What did I do wrong? She asked, her voice getting louder. I kept my voice low and said, Nora, you were outside my apartment last night. I have you on camera. That's not okay. She grabbed my arm across the counter and said, I was just making sure you were safe. You told me you live alone in a ground floor apartment, and I wanted to make sure nobody was bothering you. I was protecting you. I never told you any of that, I said, pulling my arm back. I never told you where I live. How did you even find my address? Her whole face changed. The tears stopped instantly, and she just stared at me with this blank expression. Then she smiled and said, you told me that on the napkin. You wrote your address next to your number, remember? I absolutely did not. I only wrote my number. My manager heard the conversation getting heated and came over. Nora started full-on sobbing, saying we had this deep connection and I was making a huge mistake by pushing her away. She said she'd been planning our future together for months and couldn't believe I was throwing it all away over a misunderstanding. My manager, bless her, told Nora she needed to leave immediately or she'd call the police. Nora looked at me one more time and said, you'll regret this. I was the best thing that ever could have happened to you. And she grabbed her coffee and walked out. I thought that was the end of it. It wasn't. Over the next week, I got 67 text messages from her number. The first few were apologetic, then they got angry, and they got scary. She knew my work schedule. She knew what gym I went to. She knew my sister's name and where she worked. The final text said, I know you blocked me, but I can still see you. I'll always be able to see you. I filed a police report that day with all the security footage and screenshots of every message. The officer told me it was enough for a restraining order. When they went to serve her the papers, they found a journal in her apartment. It had detailed logs of everywhere I went for the past 4 months, my daily routines, photos of me at work, even a list of my friends' names that she'd somehow figured out. She's not allowed within 500 feet of me now. I switched coffee shops. I also got blackout curtains.